end of the Saskatchewan defense.
Picking up an auxiliary receiver here. I think he was looking upfield because they've had success in this third quarter going deep. But DiPietro got him out of a little trouble as Saskatchewan was starting to put the pressure on.
You remember when Clements was 1 for 8? Now he's 12 for 22. Rufus Crawford. And Crawford gets to the 30-yard line for another first down, pinned as he tripped himself up by Steve Dennis.
A good, crisp play out to the left side. They needed 2 yards. They had all their people there. Crawford shows good acceleration. Steve Stapler will actually trip him up a little bit there, but Steve Dennis had that outside pretty well shut off.
It is first down, Hamilton. The ball at the Saskatchewan 30-yard line. We're all tied at 12. Clements going to the end zone for Stapler, and he doesn't hang on. He was in behind Bobby Jose. The ball was there, but Stapler didn't hang on to it. Saskatchewan 12, Hamilton 12, and we'll be back in just a moment. Well, we're back at Ivor Wynne Stadium, and you saw that Steve Stapler had the ball in his hands, couldn't hang on, so it brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Ticats from the Saskatchewan 30-yard line. Clemens throws, and Andre Jones makes another interception for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. His 2nd of the ball game and his 3rd turnover.
What a game he has had. Andre Jones, one of the most opportunistic defenders on the field. Carl Cornell was in there with the heat. Frank Robinson was the secondary man in there. Clements on the run, throws the ball in great peril, and Andre Jones is the one who picks it off.
And so the Riders bite the bullet on that one and come up with possession at their own 29-yard line with a first down. Lester Brown on the draw. Daylight for Lester, who gets a big first down. Out to the 45-yard line, a gain of 16 yards. Harold Woods and Howard Fields.
When they've run the ball, they've tried to go off that left side away from Zambiazzi. They haven't had success. They always met Grover Covington. This time, Brown will just run up the middle. Working against John Priestner. Priestner was picked up, and Brown had some success.
First down, Riders at their 45-yard line. The pass intended for Chris DeFrance was knocked down by Carmelo Cartieri, the ex-Saskatchewan Rider, on a good play.
I think he just deflected it enough that Chris DeFrance lost the flight of the ball.
Has been good on 3 of 4 since replacing John Huffnagel here in the second half. Huffnagel went the distance in the first 30 minutes, and Barnes has control now. 3 for 4 for 20 yards. He needs a completion right now to keep this drive going. 2nd and 10. Gives to Lester Brown, but Brown is wrapped up by the middle linebacker, John Priestner, who just flew through there and nailed the Saskatchewan running back at his 39-yard line for a loss of 6.
Well, it's been tough defense on both sides. Priestner read the draw. I think it was a predetermined blitz as well. The whole area opened up, and he came through unmolested.
John Priestner, who went straight to the National Football League from the University of Western Ontario and then came back to Hamilton last year. On 3rd and 16, Kenny Clark is punting. Good punt into this win. This is Stapler at his 34. Well, he did a lot of running and then finally ends up back at the point where he caught the ball. Dropped on a good downfield tackle by number 32 of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, John McCorkindale. So Hamilton
starts.
Mount
Allison, Pat, is celebrating 25 years of football, and Wally Sears is going to announce an all-star team for the years 1956 to 1981. That's at Mount Allison. All varsity and junior varsity teams are invited to this reunion on October 16th and 17th at MTA, and they'll do special honor to the team of 1956.
Keith Baker makes the reception and steps out of bounds immediately up around the 42-yard line, which will leave him a couple of yards short of the first down.
Well, after Baker beat McBride in that post pattern for the touchdown, McBride's going to give him a little bit more room. In that first half, Saskatchewan was playing up pretty tough as they were using their linebackers to blitz and put pressure on Clemens. But when they got burned early in that third quarter, now they're going to tend to lay off a little bit more.
It's second and about 3 yards to go for the Ticats. They tossed to Rufus Crawford, and he was bottled up by Schultz initially and gets back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but no further. There was just super penetration by Schultz, and he was really the one who fouled up that play.
Well, I'll tell you, there was a pretty rough defense out there. Saskatchewan just didn't give them a shot.
It's all tied at 12 points apiece. The Riders had a big edge in the first half. They went to the locker room leading 12-4, and then Saskatchewan wilted just slightly as Hamilton, under the direction of Tom Clemens, has come back to tie it. On 3rd and 3, Bernie Ruoff back in punt formation and gets a good punt away. Joey Walters at his 14. Flag comes down as Walters dives through to the 25. But in all probability, we'll have a clipping call.
Could be a call against Bobby Jose. Harold Woods and Jose were jawing it up a little bit.
55 yards, the boot by Ruoff.
Clip. Saskatchewan 35.
Well, as you pointed out, Mike, it is Bobby Jose, and look at where the Riders have to start from. Their own 10-yard line.
Joey Walters is the ball carrier, but Jose was in the bottom left of your screen. Woods tried to entice him a little bit with some talk afterwards, but Jose said, "No, thank you. We had enough last week. I just want to play football."
Joey Walters was shaken up on that play, so he leaves the field. Barnes throws into the middle, and it was neatly broken up by Harold Woods. He was looking for Chris DeFrance, but Woods dove through the air to knock it down.
I'll tell you, that was a really acrobatic bit of defense. Harold Woods has had an outstanding game. Saskatchewan continuing to throw into the hook and curl areas, principally on the inside. But Harold Woods so many times has been equal to it. Pretty tough patterns to stop, but he's done it.
With Joey Walters out of there, number 11, Stuart Fraser, is in the ball game. He's in the slot to the bottom of your screen. Barnes going deep for Emmanuel Tolbert over his head. So with 3 minutes left to play in the third quarter, it is Saskatchewan 12, Hamilton 12, and we'll be back in just a moment. Well, not everybody watching this game is in the stands. It's a sellout here at Ivor Wynn, but some of the young fellows taking an opportunity to enjoy this fall afternoon and also see the football game. Stands 5 yards deep in his end zone to punt. And he gets a good one away. A critical punt, and he got a beauty. This is Fields back at midfield. And he was upended there on a good downfield tackle by John McCorkindale, number 32. Clark came through with a big, big punt when the Riders needed it most. 43 yards into that very stiff breeze. So Hamilton takes over in Saskatchewan territory, but it looked as though they might have possession down around the Saskatchewan 40, but Clark got a good kick away. 2.5 minutes left to play in the third quarter, and the score is tied at 12. Clemens fires. Billy McBride dives in front of Keith Baker. The pass was underthrown.
Hey, McBride stayed right with him. Baker simply bent out to the sideline, but McBride covered him extremely well. Clemens really took a bit of a shot going to that area because Baker was in pretty good position. A good look at it right now. Now watch McBride come right up. He almost gets a chance to pick this off.
6 receptions for Keith Baker this afternoon gives him 59 on the season. Clemens was really under fire, and again McBride dives back to knock it away from Keith Baker.
Big Mike Samples, Lyle Wozniacki, they just came on him like a wave. Clemens had to unload it. The ball was underthrown.
And that was a big defensive stand by the Riders, because in that fourth quarter, they're going to have the wind at their back.
Joe Barnes would like to get something together. His offense has really not been able to get on track either. The defenses have dominated. It's been tough, aggressive football.
Bernie Ruoff's punt is high, not all that deep. This is Stuart Fraser from his 9. And a good return by the little guy up to about the 19-yard line as we go to Bill Stevenson.
Mike Samples, who played so many great years of ball with the Hamilton Ticats, now back here giving it to the Ticats a bit. Mike, how tough is it in that line?
Well, I tell you, it's a very physical game. You know, anytime you play somebody back-to-back, there's going to be little battles, little wars between each other that people are trying to settle. And that's making for a really scrappy game, you know.
Your defense is playing extremely well.
Yeah, well, ours is, but so is theirs, you know. So we've got to keep them off the board this quarter and get on there a couple times in the fourth, and we'll feel pretty good. With that wind, we should be all right, I'm hoping.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Bill.
Lester Brown on the draw has no place to go. Carmelo Cartieri was first in, and then John Priestner came in to make the tackle. But it was Cartieri really that forced him back. And then Covington came in to help out too.
Their defense reacts so well. It's tough to run wide on them because you get that support from inside and you've got good containment on the outside. Whenever Saskatchewan has run with any success, they've come straight up the middle and just taken the Tiger Cats on man for man.
The loss was 4 yards, the second straight carry that Brown has lost yardage. So it is 2nd and 14. Flag comes down, probably holding, as Barnes takes the dive as he crosses the 20-yard line.
If it is holding, of course, the Tiger Cats will be anxious to get the ball. They'd like him to punt once more into this wind, swirling as it is.
Holding. Saskatchewan 65, declined, 3rd down.
Neil Quilter, the right guard, number 65, is called for holding, but it is declined by the Ticats because, as Mike pointed out, with just 32 seconds left, there is but one defender back to return this punt, and that is Steve Stapler.
He'll be going after it, I expect. Ecomet Burley has come close a number of times.
Howard Fields, number 16, jockeying around. He was looking for the seam, but Clark gets it away. Stapler at the Saskatchewan 53. And Stapler gets to the Saskatchewan 45-yard line with 7 seconds left to play in the third quarter.
Just inside the Saskatchewan 45. You heard Mike Samples say that the key was to stay even in this third quarter when Hamilton had the edge. There was some contact in the kicker. They didn't think there was enough to it to throw a flag.
The draw to look like Mark Bragignola. It is Mark Bragignola back into the ball game, replacing Dave Graffey. He gets about 3 yards as the third quarter comes to an end. The score, Hamilton 12, Saskatchewan 12. We'll return with the fourth quarter in a moment. We start the fourth quarter. The ball game is tied at 12. Hamilton with a 2nd and 7 at the Saskatchewan 41-yard line, and now the Ticats are going into this win. Flag comes down. Clemens throws for Leif Pedersen. He couldn't hang on. He was really jarred by Tom Schultz. And Pedersen is down.
There was a great hit by Tom Schultz. The ball was really not well thrown. Pedersen was well open on the play to begin with, but Clemens, again, throwing on the run as opposed to from a set position, let the ball get away from him a little bit. Pedersen made tremendous effort going up, but Schultz made sure he didn't hold on with a jarring hit.
Well, Hamilton was offside on the play. It is declined by Saskatchewan, so Bernie Ruoff and the punting unit is in there now on 3rd and 7. And barring a brilliant return by either Joey Walters or Stuart Fraser, the Riders are going to have very poor field position. Again, goes off the side of Ruoff's foot. Walters takes it. A flag comes down. No yards will be the call against Hamilton. It's a good call because there's no doubt about it. They were within the 5-yard restraining area. Jack Blair, 41, was probably closest man to the ball. Howard Fields made the tackle.
Undoubtedly,
No yards. Hamilton, number 16.
16 Fields. Undoubtedly, Ruoff was angling for the corner and then attempting to place the ball. Did not get a good punt away, but there's number 16, Howard Fields, unquestionably within that 5-yard area.
So the Riders, by virtue of that penalty, get the ball at their own 29. Joe Barnes at quarterback for this second half for the Riders. Talbert makes the catch for the first down over the 40 to about the 41 with Gerald Best, number 14, playing the corner on that side for Hamilton, the defender.
A look at some adjustments being made or discussed at least at the Hamilton sideline. Henry Waschuk, the veteran center. But you know, Pat, Gerald Best, the least inexperienced man in that Hamilton secondary, is a man that the Rough Riders have not really tried to work on too much. I believe that's only the second time they've thrown into his area. And both times they've had success.
Barnes throws. Chris DeFrance tried to make a diving catch. Actually, what he did, he was able to prevent Harold Woods from making the interception.
I'll tell you, they keep on trying to work against Woods, and he's been nothing but great all afternoon. They work against Best, they get somewhere. The game plan says to work on the inside. You tend to come back to it, I know, and try to make it work, but when you haven't had success now through 3 quarters and you're into the 4th, I don't know why you keep on knocking your head against a brick wall.
It is 2nd and 10, Saskatchewan from their 40-yard line. Barnes throws. Walters went up, tried to make the catch, couldn't, and it very nearly deflected into the arms of Emmanuel Tolbert.
Third down.
But the final result is it's 3rd and 10, Saskatchewan from their 40. So Ken Clark and the punting unit comes out onto the field. And Clark this time will have the benefit of the wind at his back. Averaging 39.4 yards for his punting efforts this afternoon. A total of 10 punts for Ken Clark. Low pass from center, but he does get it away. And Fields takes it at his 29. Fields with a good return gets over the 35 to the 36, and then a flag comes down. Probably a clipping call. We're all tied at 12, and we'll be back in just a moment. The clipping call was against the Hamilton Ticats, so that forces them back to their 21-yard line. All tied up at 12 points apiece. It was 12-4 at halftime in favor of Saskatchewan. And you get the feeling this one's going to come down to one of those wild and woolly finishes. Clemens sets up the screen for Dave Graffey. And Graffey gets to the 30-yard line. He'll be short of the first down by about a yard.
Marshall Hamilton did a great job of getting away from Alan Moffett. Alan Moffett, the right guard, number 56, kind of wallows around out there on that right side and completely misses the cornerback as he just breaks back to the inside and makes a good play.
And prevents the first down. It is 2nd and a yard to go, Ticats. The give is to Rufus Crawford. Now, let's see where they spot the ball, because that Saskatchewan defense didn't give an inch. Frank Robinson was there to stand him straight up.
I'll tell you, Andre Jones